All right, folks, look, back at it again. Another vlog feast, right? I'm keeping up with my part. I'm gonna have you guys ready. And after reading that title, you know what we making? We making a Southern collard green with potatoes. We gonna throw a little tomato in there. You know what I mean? And guess what we gonna flavor it with? We gonna use this chicken andouille. With that being said, let's get it. Okay, so like always, I'm gonna go over these ingredients, right? Just a little flyover. You guys all know that all of these ingredient lists with the measurements and everything is on my website, Smokin and Grillin with AB.com, and that's WITAB.com. Now this right here might be foreign to you guys when we say collards, right? You know, a lot of people don't put collards in there, but look, we taking it and we going deep down south with it. When I cut this, I'm gonna show you guys the inside. Just look at the flavoring that's throughout. This is gonna do big things, folks. Let's go over here and look at these collard greens. All right, so what you're looking at right here, look, I already got this in here, right? So I put some kosher salt in here and a little bit of lemon juice. And I get them and I scrub the leaves next to each other and do them. Now I want you guys to pay attention. Look at how clean my water is. When your water's clean like that, you know you done did a good job. Now this right here is 3 bundles. Oh, I love using my knife right here. I know you guys are waiting. We almost finalized something so I can get you guys this. These make great gifts. And I got another set coming. Look, these handles come in different colors. I want to keep up with the white, but I got to do my signature red, folks. This is what we're going to do. You want to bring this here. You put your leaf down. It's already cleaned and all of that, right? We just finna cut this stem out of here. The stem is okay up to a certain point. This right here, look, this is thick. Look, right? So I'm just going to run this down this way. I'm gonna show you a couple of ways to do it. I really like doing mine this way, but the new way that I do it is not the way my grandmama did it. I don't know why she did anything else. And again, you can just see it's super thick, right? Really, I didn't want to, but I'm in such of a habit of doing them this way. I know you guys say, AB, you're taking way too much time. You guys want me to do it this way. And I learned this way from somebody, from one of the followers, right? You take the leaf like this. Check it out. You just fold it over like this, like it's a taco, right? Once you have it that way, you grab it down here by the bottom, and if you just pull it up like this, like that, boom, there you go. Now, I want you to look at this part. When you do them and you got these nice big leaves like this, look, I can just open this up. Look, see how they split right there? That's what you want to do. I'm gonna take this like this, and then we finna roll this. I like to have a bigger leaf down at the bottom, and you wanna roll it nice and tight. I got it. This makes me smile every time, because I like to see these comments. Everybody say, oh, AB, I see you know what you're doing, man. You know what I mean? But nah, it ain't like that. We just roll this over like this. Any kind of way you wanna roll it, right? Now, we cut these down. It's up to you how you wanna do them. Notice how I cut them. What is that, about 3/4 of an inch? That's probably like a full inch. You know what I mean? It's up to you how big you want it to be. But if you roll yours nice and tight, look at that right there. All right, then you just want to have somewhere to put them. I take them and drop them in just like that. Now we just do a little bit more prep. I went ahead and opened my can. Look, I'm using fire roasted tomatoes, right? Why cut some? That's what I had this for. I could have cubed these in about, you know, just 1-inch cubes, but why not use fire roasted? So now I'm gonna come here. Let's go ahead and get the celery done. Now you guys cut yours down. I like to cut mine in 3s, all right? It's really kind of tricky though, making sure you keep it so that it don't get thin like that first one I did. Then when we cut this, I'm gonna give these a little bit bigger. I don't wanna call this a dice. I'm gonna just call this a chop, right? We'll just go ahead and go down like this. Enjoy. All right, next we're gonna go ahead and just give this a little chop. Now when I say a chop, let's just do it like this. Let me go ahead and, I'm gonna cut it down one more time. Let's cut it in half. Make it easier to peel. You know, I'm tired of fighting these peelings and everything. I just had to do it with the garlic. Seems like once you do it, you know, once you cut them like that, look how easy that is to come off. Grab that first layer, you know what I mean? Just pull that off like that. Now we using our brains, folks. This is what I do. I already cut this down, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut these down again just so I can show you something. This is where we're gonna get a little bit of that flavor. You know, so let me just go ahead. So let's look at this piece right here. You come in here and look. You see that right there? You see that orange right there? That's the andouille flavor. After I get through sauteing, we're gonna drop these in there, right? I want you guys to pay attention to the color of everything, all of the liquid down at the bottom, which would be, you know, like my celery, my onion, you know, the garlic infused olive oil and all of that. Watch the color. That gets into there, and now we making something Southern, folks. All right, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add ourselves a little bit of this extra virgin olive oil, and this is garlic infused by Branch and Vine. If you guys are new to my channel, you might just now starting it, you know, this might be the first time you heard that. I'm gonna say probably 1,000 videos you see that whenever I put any cooking oil in there, as far as that goes, when I'm doing sauteing or anything like that, I always use a garlic infused or a scallion or any type of infused olive oil. So look, we putting in, you know, our onions. All right, so we'll get those going. As I move it around, look at there. You see how it starts to shed, you know, each different layer? That's fine. It's gonna all shred and then it's gonna put nothing but flavor. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add my celery. Now, some of you guys, after looking at that thumbnail, you might be thinking like, oh, AB made his gumbo greens. Nope. Now, what's the difference between, you know, this and gumbo greens? And it is the fact that I didn't start off with no roux, folks. So look at this. Right now, we putting the flavor on there. You see that right there? I hope y'all can see that darkness. Oh, yeah. Let me go ahead and get my wooden spoon. Now, once your onions get to about right here, we're going to take them down a little bit more, right? But it's time to go ahead and add in our andouille. And you want that to pick up some of that flavor so it can start to get hot. You see how I pull this back? You're not really seeing it because these onions is picking up everything. But look at the color. You see the color of the onions? That's that andouille sausage. Now that flavor, everything is in there. Now I'm gonna sweep all this all together on one side. Now we get ready to put our garlic in here. Get it going. Oh yeah, look at that. So gratifying to me. Bring that, just put it right on top. Now that I'm here, I'm gonna look at my fire. We nice right now. We just got a medium flame underneath the bottom of it. And now we allow that to start getting hot, right? So we just move this around. And after a couple of swirls of this right here, you smell that? I'm sorry, y'all, I'm saying it like you hear. You know what I mean? But this right here is right. Now, we just wanna cook this for maybe about 1 minute. That's all it takes. Tell me you don't wanna have that onion right now. Oh. All right, now, after 1 minute, now we start adding, you know, our seasoning. Now, I like to cook the seasoning in here, right? We just add that on there. You get your herbs in there. Then we got to have a little bit of kick. Everybody put a little bit of them red chili flakes inside of the, you know, collard greens anyway. You can see how it leaves everything on the side. You see that? All that's going to be inside of this. Now, we're going to go ahead and start adding some of our, you know what that is. You know, we got to get some collards in there. Now, I'll just cook this down a little bit. Now, as this heat get them, they start to steam. You know, this is something like, I was told it's something like 70, 80% water. It's just enough structure for it to be green and, you know, hold itself together. That's why they get so small. It'll release all of that in here. All right, so look, we letting it, you know, work its way down. Remember, break it away from yourself so you don't get no burns. You see that right there? Now, one of the things I did that I did not show is the fact that I poured just a little bit of my chicken broth in here, right? This is my chicken stock, excuse me. I put that in there just so I can get a little steam there. So see how it withered down? Now I'm gonna put the remainder of it in here. Move this around. This is gonna all cook down anyway. But once you get it manageable like this, it's all in there. 100% of it is in there. And now we're gonna go ahead and cut these potatoes down, right? I'm gonna cut them in halves because it's gonna take a little bit of time for them, you know, these greens to cook. So you see that right there? We're just gonna drop these in just like that. So this is what we're doing. Now, I gave it a couple of pinches of salt because we hadn't put nothing in there. Don't forget we got them potatoes in there. It's gonna take it, you know what I mean? And then with the seasoning, you always add a pinch of salt anyway to just enhance it, right? Now, this is a big pot. I'll check everything on the big end. Anyway, I'm about to do a race, so that's why I'm talking like that. My mind is in race mode, right? So I'm just gonna add some fresh cracked black pepper, you know what I mean, until my arm and my wrist get tired. You just wanna get that in there. And then I'm finna set this to a simmer. I'm gonna put this top on here and I'm gonna let it work for about 35 minutes. It usually take about 30 to 40 minutes, but that's what it's gonna be. And don't forget, the full ingredient list is on my website. That's Smokin and Grillin with AB.com, and that's WITAB.com. Don't forget, feast mode, baby. All right, so now we go ahead and put that top on. And before I close, you see, you wanna get a simmer, right? We don't wanna like boil everything out and have nothing sticking on the bottom. Put this on the top. Then I'll see you guys in that 35 minutes. Let's take a look at it. You know, been in there for a little bit. My timer went off. Let's open that up. Remember, I always break away. I promise you, if you guys seen, I had that ugly burn under here. I don't know how I wait till I'm grown to do something crazy. So I'll just give everybody a reminder. This one won't even pull out. This one kind of like sitting in there a little bit. Look, if I just give it a little bit, oh yeah. You don't want them too soft. I ain't gotta worry about the ones down on the bottom. All right, so we cut that off. Let's go ahead and give it a, ooh. My goodness, you see that right there? And I got that new pot liquor for y'all. For y'all that ain't never had it, you see that down there? You know that's flavorful. Now, when I flip these over like this, that's when this starch from the potatoes, you know what I mean, it kind of like acts as a thickener. Y'all see it. Then let me know, would you put this on your table for, you know, Thanksgiving? Okay, so look, what makes this a stew? Just so you guys know, this is not a soup, right? Number one, it's got a higher ratio of solids to liquid. Number two, it has a long simmer time. And number three, the use of starch, you know, which is like the potatoes, right? That's to thicken. Now, potatoes release starch as they cook, which naturally, you know, thickens the liquid. This is a major stew characteristic. Soups stay brothy, stews get thicker. All right, so this is how we're gonna do this. You saw it, you know, I done took pictures of it. I done gave everybody a little taste test, everybody going ham. And a lot of people say it still gives us that, but the potato is what sends it over the edge, right? I'm finna go in here and, just give me a little bit. Now, let's talk about the texture. You guys let me know what kind of texture you like when it comes to your collards, right? Some people like it to be like a little bit more of a leafy type green. Some people like it to be like, I call it mushy. I like it in between, you know what I mean? Have some characteristic, have a little bite to it, but still be soft. But anyway, either way, I'm not finna over talk it. Guess what, folks? We going in. Cheers, y'all. Ooh. Why is this? Look, see that right there? I don't even know why I'm doing that. But this right here, fire, folks. Hold on. I feel bad for y'all. I only feel bad because you got the right to make this tonight if you got the greens. I feel bad is because I had all the ingredients and I got the chance to enjoy it. I'm going to say something that, like maybe you guys don't know. First, you got to taste it. But I'm going to go on record and say, hey, I like mine with the potatoes. You know what I mean? Hey, everything about it, don't change nothing. All the way down to the tomatoes, just this is fire. And you see this right here? Oh, yeah. Come on, talk to me now. We got pot liquor in here, all of that. I'm finna dig in. I'm not finna do all that on TV or right here on the screen. I just want to let you know that I'm getting ready for Thanksgiving and I got y'all prepped too. With that being said, this is feast mode, folks. So this is what we're gonna do. Listen, you guys gonna go to my website. You're gonna go to smokingandgrillingwithab.com, and that's WITAB.com. And then when you go there, hit the recipe index. Listen, me and my team, we work real hard to get you guys everything you're gonna need, all the way down to your bacon needs. Meaning we got peach cobbler, cakes, and all that kind of stuff coming. Listen, we halfway through, this vlog feast. So trust me, folks, it's going down. If you're new to my channel, let me take this time to say thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, smash that subscribe button, and tell the whole world out there there's a channel out here that's simplifying these recipes and taking the mystery out of cooking. And you know what? I got all that energy because this is fire. I'm out. Peace.